Chapter 2. What the fuck? The truth is, The Matrix was a documentary. Keanu Reeves. You and I have been lied to about everything. The sad part is, this is actually no exaggeration. Keanu said it best, but the reality is that such an extreme proposition sounds like just a conjecture until you really bothered to do the research and realize that, yes, we've been lied to about practically everything. The Matrix is real, and although I'm not going to argue that there's some hidden cord at the base of your neck, the truth is that our reality is completely and utterly fabricated. You and I have been living in a lie. To get to this conclusion and handle it without running away from the massive cognitive dissonance that soon follows is a difficult task. Don't worry, there's hope and a beautiful bright light at the end of the dark tunnel we're about to explore. It's one thing to realize Big Pharma doesn't have your best interests in mind. But what about realizing that the world's literally been a stage and that you've been played on everything from history to science, spirituality, and everything in between? Not only that, but the ones doing the playing are absolutely evil people who hate you, want to eat your children, worship a god of death, and have done absolutely revolting things to innocent people behind the shadows for centuries in hopes of hijacking this reality for themselves and their god. What if you realized that practically every war and ugly event in history was carefully choreographed? That modern physics and cosmology have actually more in common with the occult and witchcraft than they do with real science? That evil truly exists, and most importantly, that God truly exists? What if the events of the Bible describing giants walking the earth, a flood, and even a man named Jesus Christ that died and resurrected to save us from this madness were all true? What if the earth isn't the shape you were taught in school, and that this was all done intentionally and not by accident for a very nefarious reason? What if every piece of media and entertainment is secretly programming you with an ancient, occult, and absolutely fucking evil agenda that wants to undo reality at the seams? It all sounds so crazy, doesn't it? Hell, even if you're a seasoned conspiracy veteran with a triple-layered tinfoil hat, the search for the truth will take you down some very ugly, confusing, and confounding paths. I'm grateful for the hundreds of videos I've watched and educated myself with during the year and a half of preparation for this book, even though it was a bumpy ride at times. I won't lie, some of the information we're going to look at in this book really challenged my worldview at the time. Some of it even left me without much motivation to participate in society at all. Once you realize just how ugly things are, or rather how much they've been corrupted, it leaves you with very little desire to participate, because participation means feeding the enemy with your money, attention, mind, and soul. That was the short period of time I fell into before God granted my request for guidance and inspired me to sit down and write this book for you. Remember, there's always a happy ending. In fact, the world is a very beautiful and amazing place underneath the bullshit lies. It was created to be good, after all. It's our collective misalignment, perpetuated only by our lack of awareness of the ultimate truth, that has added this ugly layer on top. It's sort of like a bunch of dust on an old but beautiful painting. But the time has come to wipe that dust off for good, so be careful you don't get too dirty with it in the next few chapters, because we're about to do a deep cleaning.